Hello there everyone, welcome to our channel Wings of Gold. I'm your host Nibir and today we're going to talk about two of our medical pioneers from ancient India whose theories are widely accepted today but they are credited very less for their work, and I hope this video is informative for you, and if you like it, do give it a thumbs up and do subscribe to our channel. I couldn't complete all of their work in this one video, so if you want a separate one on each of them, do tell us about it in the comments below and we will surely try to make it. Let's get started. Maharishi Sushruta was born around 800 BCE at Kashi, Varanasi. He is regarded as the father of Indian medicine and father of plastic surgery. He practiced medicine around the modern-day Varanasi by the banks of the Ganges river. He is regarded as a great healer, a sage whose gifts were thought to be given by the gods. According to legend, the gods passed their medical insight to Saint Dhanvantari, who then taught his follower Divodasa, who then eventually mentored Sushruta. Maharishi Sushruta used to practice surgery, which was long established in India from around 5000 BCE, but in a less advanced form. He significantly developed new surgical techniques such as using the heads of ant to sew sutures, or most importantly, he developed cosmetic surgery. Yes, a guy from India developed cosmetic surgery back in 800 BCE. Maybe this was a fact not up to the standards for our history books. Okay, let's get back to the point. Maharishi Sushruta's specialty was rhinoplasty. Sushruta treatise has the world's first written proof for forehead flap rhinoplasty, a procedure that is commonly used today during nose surgery. In this procedure, a thickened live skin is taken from the forehead and is used to reconstruct the nose. As we know, necessity is the mother of invention. During those days, there were patients who lost their nose due to punishment for theft and adultery. These punishments were given because the nose was considered a symbol for one's dignity and social respect. Maharishi Sushruta with his colleagues had conducted various complex surgeries such as cesarean, artificial limb, cataract, urinary stones and fractures, and most significantly plastic surgery. The origin of plastic surgery has its roots back to 4000 BCE, that is during Indus Valley civilization, or to be precise, that is to the Vedic era. And thereafter, the practice of skin transplanting from one part to another was started by Sushruta, an Indian, in 800 BCE, and in his book, he directs how a surgeon should proceed for this kind of procedures. I guess a lot of you might have this question that anesthesia was developed in the late 1840s by Dr. William Morton. So how were these surgeries being done in 800 and 600 BCE? Well, wine was used as an anesthesia back then, and the patients were encouraged to drink heavily before any procedure. When the patient was drunk to a point of instability, he or she was tied to a low-lying cart and the doctor or the surgeon would sit on a nearby stool with his tools placed on a nearby table. The use of wine led to a development of another anesthesia involving alcohol and cannabis incense. This was used to induce sleep and dull the senses of the patient so that a painful surgery like rhinoplasty can be done. Sushruta's notable work is compiled in Sushruta Samhita, also known as Shalya Tantra. Sushruta wrote chapter after chapter on surgical techniques. This book has over 300 surgical procedures, 120 surgical instruments, 1120 diseases, injuries, conditions and their treatments. Also, it has more than 700 medicinal herbs, their taste, application and efficacy. All these concepts were dealt with in depth knowledge in this book. Sushruta wrote Sushruta Samhita as a manual for other physicians to treat their patients holistically. He believed that diseases were caused due to imbalance in the body, and it was the physician's duty to help others maintain this balance or restore this balance if it was lost. During those days, anyone who practiced medicine had to be balanced themselves. To this extent, the Sushruta said this, focusing on a nurse.
That person alone is fit to nurse or to attend to the bedside of a patient, who is cool-headed and pleasant in his demeanor, does not speak ill of anyone, is strong and attentive to the requirements of the sick, and strictly and indefatigably follows the instructions of the physician.
Many scholars believe that surgery was the last form of treatment, as the ancients tried to avoid cutting human bodies and tried different methods of healing more often. Although there is some truth to such claims, but this does not apply in case of Sushruta. Sushruta believed that surgery was not the last resort, but the best way to alleviate suffering under certain conditions. Acharya Charak was born on 300 BCE and is one of the principal contributors to the art and science of Ayurveda. Ayurveda is a traditional historic medicinal science and lifestyle developed in ancient India. Acharya Charak is known as the father of medicine. Sushruta was known as the father of Indian medicine, whereas Acharya Charak is known as the father of medicine. Acharya Charak's work, Charak Samhita, is known as the Encyclopedia of Ayurveda and is the oldest surviving text on Ayurveda. Acharya Charak quoted this famous line in his book Charak Samhita.
A physician who fails to enter the body of a patient with a lamp of knowledge and understanding can never treat diseases. He should first study all the factors, including environment, which influence a patient's disease, and then prescribe treatment. It is more important to prevent the occurrence of disease than to seek a cure.
According to Charak's translation, health and diseases are not predetermined and life may be prolonged by human effort and attention to lifestyle. Indian heritage and Ayurveda believe that prevention of any sort of disease has more prominent effect than its treatment. When the concepts of anatomy was confused with different theories in Europe, Acharya Charak, with his innate geniusness, put forward the facts of human anatomy, embryology, pharmacology, blood circulation, and diseases like tuberculosis, diabetes, heart disease, etc. It is also believed that Charak was the first physician to put forward the concepts of digestion, metabolism, and immunity. Acharya Charak knew the fundamental of genetics. He knew the factors that determine the sex of a child. A genetic defect in a child like lameness, blindness, he said, was not due to defect in the parent but due to a defect in the sperm or ovum of the parent, an accepted fact today. Charak delved into all aspects of medicine, including logic and philosophy behind the Indian medicinal system. He placed special emphasis to the diagnosis of a disease and treated Ayurveda as a comprehensive system of healthcare that dealt with both preventive and curative aspects. The Charak Samhita, as it is known today, is thought to have arisen in the 1st century BCE. Studies on ancient Indian medicine indicates that the original text was written by Agnivesha, known as Agnivesha Samhita. Charak later researched on the already known facts and wrote Charak Samhita. There are 8 main chapters divided into 120 sub-chapters. All of them in total include 12,000 slokas and description of 2,000 medicine. There are cure to diseases related to every body part of the human body, and all the medicine has natural elements in them. Charak Samhita describes the function and qualities of 100,000 herbal plants. It also emphasizes the influence of diet and activity on the human body and mind.